Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Very excited to talk with you.
Wow, you have more gold records than me.
Now, hopefully, these were cool records. But well, I'm very excited about the new music. I was last Saturday very excited watching Saturday Night Live and see that amazing performance of Shane. So I want to ask about how was the process of releasing a new single, but as well getting ready for a live performance on the national TV on the day that everybody was watching SNL in terms of a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time we performed in front of anybody in like a year. It's been a year. And to perform a song that's different than anything we've ever done, usually when you do Saturday Night Live, they call you like a month or 2 months in advance. And you start to coordinate all the plans and the travel and the host and the network, and everyone's calling each other. And this time they called on Tuesday and they said, "Hey, do you want to play Saturday Night Live?" We said, "Yeah, when?" They said, "Saturday." We're like, "Oh my God." So we jumped on the plane, got all of our equipment out there. And, when we first got there was no news about the election, right? It was still sort of hanging in the air. And that morning I woke up and watched the news, and it was like the same. I had some coffee, I went back to sleep, and I woke up, and now there was like this big news where everybody was saying we have a new president. So it was in New York City, and I could hear from my balcony, I could hear the streets, like people honking their horns and people like playing music and people dancing. Like there was this real energy and this atmosphere of relief, of like happiness and joy. So when we went to do the show, usually whenever we play Saturday Night Live, I'm really nervous, because it's live and millions and millions and millions of people watch it. This time I was like, it was like a celebration. So I wasn't nervous. I was really relaxed. And Dave Chappelle, we love Dave Chappelle. But the thing that I was most excited about was that we were playing, because we haven't played for fucking 8 months or something like that. And we're always on the road. We're always working. We're always making records. We're always making documentaries. We're always doing tours. And then in March, when everything stopped, it was a strange feeling, So to have this return, to come back to playing on such a special day on my favorite television show, it was a huge moment. It was really big.
Yeah, it was a very special day. One day that I think a lot of people will have in memories for the upcoming year. That, do you remember the day that Joe Biden was in it? Yeah! Let's talk about a song, and I want to ask about this inspiration. I mean, I've been reading a lot of some interviews that you have done, and you have mentioned that it's kind of your Let's Dance album, and that this will be a very, very sing-along album.
Yeah, I mean, when we make records, we usually kind of know what we're going to do before we go in, right? Because we've always wanted the evolution of the band to have like a direction and not just be like a dead end street. And this year is our 25th anniversary. It's our 10th record. We've made really simple albums. We've made really sort of complicated orchestrated records. We've done like noisy, fast, heavy punk rock shit. We've done really gentle, beautiful acoustic kind of music, and then everything in between. But the one thing that we've never done was make like a groove-oriented record. And I thought, after being a band for 25 years, you think, okay, maybe it's time to like slow down. Maybe it's time to like relax and just kind of play these nice, comfortable songs. I was like, fuck that. Like, this is, I mean, if this is our 25th anniversary, it's time for a party. I was like, let's make a party record. Like, let's make a record with grooves. Let's make a record with big choruses people can sing along to, huge guitars and things like that. And so, you know, we all grew up loving rock and roll music that you could like dance to and you could move to. You know, we didn't make like a techno record. It's not like, we didn't do that, you know. We made like a classic rock record that you could fucking move to. And so we all talked about it. We thought, okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's think about all of our favorite music we grew up sort of dancing to. David Bowie, Rolling Stones, The Cars, Power Station, things like that. And our producer, Greg Kirsten, he's a fucking genius. He was like, okay, let's do this. Let's take it there sonically. Let's take it there. Songwriting, let's take it there. Arrangements and composition. So when the first song we recorded was a song called Making a Fire. And it's really got this like, it's almost like an old Sly and the Family Stone groove. It's like, yeah. But it's got this guitar riff. It's like, so it's like, it's a big rock song, but it's kind of got this like rolling groove. We recorded that. We're like, oh my God, we've never done something like this. Let's keep going, keep going. We recorded another song, like sounded like a Foo Fighters song. We're like, okay. Recorded another song, sounded like a Foo Fighters song. Then we recorded Shame, Shame. And that one was different for us because it's a simple drum beat and then it has this overtone of like snapping. So it's like, we put those two things together and have this weird like trance rolling groove to it. Acoustic guitar, bass, vocal, some keyboard thing. And at the end of the day, we were done. We're like, oh my God, like one day we recorded this, we're like, shit, this is different than anything we've ever done, which is important when you're, you know, when you're a band for so long, it's really important. So we got really excited. And then we just kept moving in these other directions. Like, you know, there's songs on the record that you hear and you're like, oh, that's the Foo Fighters. You can tell. But then there's other things where it's like, is that the Foo Fighters? And that's what makes me excited. So I knew, I was like, I think that's the first one I think people should hear. Because some people are like, that's not Foo Fighters. And then other people are like, oh, that's a new Foo Fighters song. It's not Learn to Fly or Best of You or Everlong or Pretend. It's like, it's different than the other shit we've done. So that's, for me as a musician, like you have to be able to have some sort of progress and some sort of experimentation, you know? So, yeah.
That's great. But also it's kind of a dark. It has like a dark feeling. I mean, it's not like this party single crazy. It's like kind of a dark, like smooth.
Well, you know, there's one song on the record, the song called Love Dies Young. And when you hear it, it's like, it's so catchy and like happy, and it's got that like, it's got a beat to it. We've never done that before. And so like this part of me, it's like, oh my God, it sounds like an ABBA song. What the fuck? Like, this is crazy. What are we doing? When we played that one for the record company, they were like, oh, that's the hit. That's the first single. That's the fucking hit right there. And we're like, no. Like, don't go there yet. Like, you gotta wait. Don't do that first. You gotta fucking wait. You have to be able to sort of like build to that, right? But sometimes a lot of our, like, a song like Best of You, to me, that's a really dark song. You know, that's a song about like being a fucking prisoner. You know, that's a song about being taken advantage of. That's a song about, you know, pain and fucking and sadness. And it's empowering, like sonically and melodically, it's uplifting, right? So when sometimes you take like a really sort of dark, heartbreaking lyric and put it with music that is sort of uplifting, it has a certain effect. Shame, Shame, it's like the song is dark and the fucking lyrics are dark. Like the both of them together. And then the video, is just like...
Yeah, I want to ask about the video because it was inspired by the dream that you had when you were a teenager.
Yeah, when I was like 14 years old, I had this dream that I was standing at the bottom of a hill and there's this coffin on fire. And I go running up to the coffin and I'm trying to open it like I'm inside it or something. It was a fucked up nightmare. And I'm burning my hands and I woke up thinking about it. And I remember that dream, like my whole life I remember that dream. I have a few dreams I've remembered my entire life. That was one of them. So when I recorded this song, I'm like, oh my God, this song is that fucking dream. Like, it's the same thing. So we called this friend of ours who's a famous fashion photographer named Paula Kudaki. And she's never made a video before, never made a rock video, but she's an amazing photographer. And so I told her about this dream. I told her about this idea. She was like, yes, let's do it. You know, we're famous for making our videos that are like kind of funny, kind of lighthearted, kind of like little movies, you know. But this one, to me, it was more about capturing a visual that represented the dream, but also fit with the song. And then we called Sofia Boutella, famous actress, dancer, and all of those things came together, and it you know, it's fucking dark. And I mean, a month ago, 2 months ago, as we were getting everything ready, we were like, okay, we're making these like billboards to put around the city, like around the streets. And it's like a burning coffin. And it's like Foo Fighters with this burning coffin. I'm just like, oh fuck, like, is it too dark? Because I don't know. But it was nice because it was different than anything we'd ever done before. And I think that's important.
It's great. So 25 years as a band, you're about to release your 10th album. So what do you do about this road that you have walked with the band?
Well, what do you mean? Like,
yeah, looking back in time, and you said like,
oh,
wow.
Looking back in time?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, when we went on tour for the first record, we thought, okay, this is fun. Should we do it again? And then everyone was like, yeah, let's do it again. So we made another record. We're like, wow, this is fun. Should we do it again? We're like, yeah, let's do it again. And then we made a third record. So every time we make a record, you know, I never thought that the Foo Fighters would be where we are today. I thought, like, you know, after Nirvana, I thought, I'm not finished playing music. Music's what heals my soul. It's what keeps me alive. It's what I wake up in the morning thinking of music. I go to sleep at night thinking it's just a part of who I am. But I never thought that the band would be 25 years later, you know? So when we made this record, it's like, okay, should we make another record? Let's do it again. And that's how we do it, you know? I don't think 10 years from now. I don't think fucking 10 days from now. I'm just like, you know, it's Friday. I just want to get to Saturday, you know? So I look back at everything we've done and it's like a dream, you know? These people are like my best friends. They're like my family. We fucking love each other. But we would do anything for each other. And we're so blessed that we get to share our music with the world and then go play shows and have people sing along. And it's a beautiful feeling. It's joy and it's happiness and it's connection. It's fucking great, man. I mean, when I look back at pictures, I'm like, that was a bad hairstyle. That was a stupid shirt. That was a cool guitar. You know, like, you look back on the past and you think like, oh my God, what was I thinking? What the fuck? But it brought me here today, so I guess it worked.
That's great. Well, congratulations on the album, on the 25 years. I mean, you have touched a lot of people. I must confess that one of your shows back in the time in that Reading Festival or something like that in the UK was kind of a moment for me. I was like, whoa. So really want to appreciate that. I want to think about it because I know that a lot of people feel the same way with the Foo Fighters. So congratulations again. Thanks for the music and I hope to see you soon in Mexico.
Thank you. I can't wait to come back someday soon, I hope. Just waiting.
Oh, cross fingers. Take care. Thank you.
Bye, man. See ya. Thank you. All right. Bye. Take care.